Child. Girl, I'm tired. Okay. Exhaustido, honey. Okay. So, I was able to find car insurance. Girl, so I'm with Progressive now. And girl, I'm only paying like, so I'm only paying $140 a month. I only had to put $170 down. Hello. So it's true what they say, girl. When you seek, ye shall find, honey, okay? And I found much cheaper than what all these other bitches were quoting me for. And it's with the name brand company. I didn't have to do some back alley ass shit, you know? Because that's where I was going. Girl, let me tell you something. Yeah. Girl, if you don't know me by now, you know, honey, girl, I will copy and paste. I will handle. I will do what needs to be done, girl. So, that's a blessing. There's so much that I would love to talk about right now, but I want to go live this weekend and just I guess I'm gonna touch on a little bit of some things, child, but because I want to do a deep dive. You know me, Monique. I already had this in my notes to do anyway. After the Shannon Sharp interview, because I really wanted to. I never did an in-depth into Monique and her many, many grievances towards the very industry that she covets so much, you know? So I was like, damn, like I think this deserves a live conversation, you know? Because I don't think it'd be a long ass car conversation, you know, and I would rather have the conversation with you all, you know, live. There's a lot. Oh God. A lot of shit has been birthed from this interview, which is crazy to me because Monique been, you know, letting the girls know what's up. Been letting everybody know how greedy and nasty, you know. Now sometimes, you know, the girls be out here devaluing themselves by a lot just to be sitting at somebody's table, girl, for free. You know, and truth tellers are often silenced, you know, blackballed. You know, we don't, girl, we flip the script, child, and call them lunatics. As long as you have the court of public opinion, right, in your favor, what people spew out of their mouth is irrelevant. I think when it comes to Monique, people in those high spaces got a little uncomfortable because she's actually someone that has some influence. She has a large following, loyal following. She's relatable. She's funny. The way that she addresses her, you know, her grievances is very human resource. You can tell Mama has done her research on how to remain poised at all times, while still allowing grace and mercy to her evildoers. You know what I mean? Now, some would say that's an act of manipulation. I believe it to be as well. I do believe that there's a sincerity that accompanies that, but I think the motivation for it is manipulation. You know, it's always smart. I was always told this growing up: Play calm. Play cool. Just play. Don't show your hand too early in the game. Hello, God. You know, don't show your anger, because one who is angry, one who is emotional, no matter if you're right, no matter if you're wrong in the situation, the emotional one will always be looked at as the guilty player, honey, okay? The guilty party, sorry, and player, because player goes hand in hand with that manipulation shit. When it comes to Monique and her many years in the entertainment industry, and when she first came out speaking out against Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey, I was with her 100%. 100%. And the people that still to this day, even with the Shannon Sharpe interview, even with what's been going on with her son, right? You have examples of other actors and actresses of color who have also experienced what she has experienced. And we have the conversation. We have the conversation about Taraji P. Henson. And it's crazy because it always comes back around, especially if there's truth to be told and justice to be served, bitch. It always comes back around. There's no running from the obvious mistreatment, the obvious... let's just jump into a few things real quick. So, to give some examples, I'm going to quote a couple of grievances that Monique spoke about on the Shannon Sharpe interview. When she talked about her experience with the Queens of Comedy, you know, the love and light and favor that she gave her fellow sisters as being like a last stand-in, you know, a last addition to the Queen of Comedy amongst girls who were already established in their own right as a Queen of Comedy. Hello, God. She sat back and observed the difference in treatment. You know, when you're a black woman, especially during that time period. If you think it's happening now, imagine, you know, social media. People were able, promoters, the talent, whoever, girl, they were able to get away with all CEOs, all the business owners, girl, these comedy club bitches, managers, they were able to get away with a lot. Accountants, girl, they were able to get away with a lot back then that they would not be getting away with now. But what stood out to me was her experience when it was time for the Queens of Comedy and the Kings of Comedy to collaborate, and how they were treated with transportation. For one, all the Kings of Comedy were accommodated with their own limousines. The Queens of Comedy had to share one limousine. That to me is not fair. Especially when, in my humble opinion, if it wasn't for Bernie Mac, the Kings of Comedy would have been trash. All of the Queens of Comedy were good as fuck. My top favorites: Adele Givens, Hello Gone, Samore, and Monique. The other old lady with the wig, I'm sorry, like I never found her funny at all. Girl, please. But the Queens of Comedy, in my opinion, was much better than the Kings of Comedy. And the only reason Kings of Comedy was good was because Bernie Mac. Never been a D.L. Hughley fan. Cedric the Entertainer hasn't really ever been that funny to me. Steve Harvey definitely has never really been that funny to me. Never. Him and his horse teeth, bitch. Okay? No God. Nobody has time. And now that we know that the kids are out here, they've been stealing jokes since the inception of their careers, girl, it makes sense on probably why I never gravitated towards them. My funny is Eddie Murphy. My funny is Dave Chappelle. My funny is Cat Williams. those are some of my favorite comedians. Wanda Sykes. There's some white people, I don't really know their names like that, but they're the popular white people, you know. But anyway, she talked about at the end of that tour, all the kings of comedy were gifted Rolexes. The queens of comedy didn't get shit. You know, it's little things like that, right? That snowball effect. You end up setting the tone for how you allow people to treat you. Oh, girl, don't worry about them. They'll accept anything. They're just happy to be here. No God, honey. So I'm here for a bitch that speaks up and speaks out. Because what happens is you start, where we're at right now, there's a culture in quiet women. And in this case, more specifically, quiet black women. As long as you show up just happy to be here, as long as you show up letting these people know that you're not going to, you might talk about it to yourself. We don't care about you mumbling it in the bathroom on your break, smoking your cigarettes and shit, right? We don't care. As long as you ain't out here causing no problems and speaking up and speaking out publicly and putting names on shit, you know? In any line of work, no one likes that. You become a target real quick, as we see that's happened and continues to happen with people like Monique. Real change only happens when bitches stand up, stand out, speak up, and speak out against these obvious injustices. Because what I love about what Monique represents is, girl, I'm trying to, y'all think I'm just yelling for myself? I'm yelling for all of us. Because 20, 30, 50, 60 years down the road, when it's time for that next generation, and then the generation after that, when you come into these spaces, it should not be harder for you. It should be easier for you. Based off of the work, hello God, that was done by your predecessors. I talk about this a lot in my commentary. You know, we get mad at people, the new guys, the new kids on the block. It's not as difficult for them. They have their own set of struggles, girl. It's not going to be the same as it was for our old asses. Let's tell the truth. Stop getting upset. Every generation has their thing that they have to deal with, just like we did, bitch. And just because it don't look like us, and just because it don't feel the struggle, why we want to feel the struggle for? Yeah, it builds character, but they're going to deal with their own types of struggle. Just because their struggle don't look like our struggle, don't mean it ain't struggle. That means you're discounting people's experiences and how it makes them feel. We talked about this when we had the Funky Darneva conversation a while back. Leaving the door open is paramount. It's important. How you leave, you know? So Monique speaking up and speaking out, what it does is it lays the groundwork for what should have already been and happened many moons ago. Women had to have their own movement just to be considered equal, and then still not considered equal. Shout out to the Industrial Revolution, because that's what all that shit was about anyway. But let alone even more, you're already marginalized. Now we look into a more marginalized group of people, which is the black woman, right? And a black woman should just shut the fuck up and be happy to be here. Be grateful, girl, right? But we always ask other people, walk a mile in our shoes, girl. That's what we always demand of others, right? Well, let's try to imagine ourselves in the black woman's feet. In her shoe, my bad, in the black woman's shoes, girl. Hello. Can we do that? We don't want to. I'm going to pull a Jane Elliott. Hell, shout out to Jane Elliott, girl. She did the famous experiment. Was it on Oprah? I forget what talk show it was on years ago, where she asked all the racist white cunts, right, to raise their hand if they would like to be treated the way that they see black people get treated. No one raised their hands. So she said, that lets me know that you know what's going on. You failed to speak on it. You failed to act on it. Hello. But you know enough about what's going on to the point where you don't want to experience that. Imagine you've been putting in all this work, right? Selling out shows. You're a queen of comedy. You have accolades, girl. You have broken records. You're the most sought after comedian / actress. Hello. A #1 talk show at some point. A #1 sitcom at some point that was in syndication. Sold out shows for years. A platform like Netflix comes to you, right? Or just any platform. It doesn't have to be Netflix. We're going to offer you $2 million. But this new bitch that just came out, and just because she's the hot topic, hello, my white counterpart, and not even just that, her male counterparts, the Kevin Harts of the world. Tiffany Haddish, you guys really think that dry-faced bitch is funny? No, girl. Monique tears her up any time, any day in a comedy battle, girl. Period. You want to give these girls $20, $30, $40 million, but you want to try Monique on the low end of things. No. It's not fair. And then a lot of you other bitches sit around here, because you're just happy to be here, mind you. You say, loud and proud, like Vivica Fox, it wasn't my experience. I'm good, boo. But it was your experience, you dumb bitch. It was your experience. You were just happy to be here. Because we hear that a lot, especially in our community as people of color, right? We hear that a lot. A lot of things were put, again, when the laws were created, when the Constitution and all the things the forefathers put together to bring so-called structure, hello God, into this sorry-ass country, right? We weren't human. We weren't considered human beings. So all the amendments and all this other shit was put forth. Why you got to put into the Constitution or the laws, right, the amendments, to protect black people? The fact that we had to do an Emancipation Proclamation, the fact that we had to free slaves, period, is just ridiculous. Why would you think, especially we know that racism has bled off into every single generation since, right? Why would we think that it's any different when it comes to the entertainment space? But I'm going to go back to Jane Elliott. You see what's going on, which furthermore lets us know that you know it's wrong, and you don't want to experience that. So why should we allow people like Monique and Taraji P. Henson to feel that? You know what's even more fucked up? They're not even really experiencing that on by way of white folks. They're experiencing that with people of their own, who have been indoctrinated into the white supremacy of it all. Y'all love your coveted Oprah. First black woman to do X, Y, and Z, right? That's good. Appreciate her. No matter her intention, no matter her motivation, by seeing Oprah, like Monique said, it didn't just be a dream. It became a reality to know that I see this person that looks like me. I can achieve, I can attain, hello God, the highest of heights, just like this person did. So we're grateful for that, right? But what do we have to talk about when we talk about the soul? The soul of a person. The character, hello, of a person. Well, Oprah's been wrapped up in way too much shenanigans, girl, for me to even believe that she's a saint. She's not. Tyler Perry, when you really, let's look back. Tyler Perry tapped into the market of, and I hate to say, please don't scar me for this, girl. He tapped into the market of the hurt black woman. He tapped into the stereotypes that continue to plague our black and brown communities, girl, especially as it pertains to the ghettos and the projects of it all, right? He made it funny. He made it relatable. Mass marketed the shit out of it. And this man has made billions of dollars off the pain and the backs of the community that he likes to shed light on but still be hurting. I don't trust him. Sorry, I don't. And sometimes you have to look about who you hang around. How does someone of Tyler Perry, if it wasn't for his skyrocket, because that man became a billionaire very quickly. And you associate yourself with the likes of Lee Daniels and Oprah and all these other nefarious characters in the entertainment space. I don't know, girl. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Y'all be saying it's God's favor, but girl, we don't know what God you really serve at the end of the day. No, ma'am. But I have to be completely honest, like, although Monique said some other shit, and I'm going to touch on that real brief, because again, we're going to go live. So I just wanted to have some preamble about this situation, girl, because I had to get some of it off because it's been bothering me. So, Monique, you kind of killed me when you talked about your husband, your daddy, and how he taught you how to be a wife. He taught you how to be a woman, how to be a queen or whatever you say. And all I hear in that is you were this angry, you claimed to have been this angry, bitter woman, and your approach to everything was all fucked up and attitude, and, bravado and, narcissism, all the things, right? But you earned all of that. You're praising a man for taming the very characteristics and personality traits that helped you get so far in your career, that dug you out of that decrepit life of yours that you hated so much. So to sit here and thank Daddy for taming that beast of, that used to be you, I feel like that takes away from the fighter and the survivor and the bad bitch that helped you get to where you're at today. And this whole, the daddy thing, I think that stems from, a lot of women do this with their men. You don't just look at your husband or your boyfriend as your spouse. You actually look at them as someone who's raising you, because y'all bitches do be having daddy issues. The same way a lot of men do that with their spouses. Your mama wasn't shit, so you looking for a bitch to mother you real quick. Some that are unfamiliar would think that's some sick shit, right? But it's very normalized. Very, very, very normalized, especially in the black and brown communities. There's a lot of trauma there. And, you know, she says that she's worked through this and she's done, nah, baby, I feel it all in you. There's some energy. There's some residual energy there, and there's a lot of it. You ain't worked out much of a goddamn thing, to be honest with you. You just channeled it into something different. And I'm sorry, I have a problem with, you have the problems. Whether Daddy Charles or whatever his name is, girl, whatever he bared witness to, it's your experiences. So letting someone speak for you, in my opinion, is just, girl, like, what did all of these women fight for? You know? What did the allies of women fight for, girl? Hello. For y'all to just sit here and belittle yourselves in front of these sorry-ass men. I'm not saying that Mr. Daddy is a bad man. I don't know him. But all I know is that when I see women sit here and give all the praise and thanks and y'all worship these niggas as if they are God, girl, and you wonder why shit don't work out the way it's supposed to work out, because you are out here doing the absolute most. What about thanking yourself, Monique? He ain't the one being blackballed. He ain't the one have to make all the sacrifice. It's you. You lost millions of dollars. You lost your face card. You lost out. And just like that dumb bitch, Black China, isn't she with the pastor dude? Like, y'all girls really be saying, oh my God, they taught, even Beyonce, he taught me how to be a woman. He taught me how to be a wife. Girl, and it be y'all relationships with these old tired ass toxic niggas, especially the ones who look clean now. But girl, we know y'all past. Y'all was out here selling drugs to the community. Y'all was on y'all hood nigga shit. Y'all was slaying these hoes left and right in the streets of life. Your sins, girl, please outweigh anything that you could be forgiven for in the next hundreds of thousands of years to come. Y'all better stop giving up everything up to these men, huh? These men, and whether they good men or they bad men or whatever kind of man you got, don't give yourself away to them. Don't give them all the credit, especially when we know, we saw Monique's career. You handled it. Fuck Sydney or whatever the fuck his name, Daddy Sydney or whatever his name is, honey. Can't no man teach you how to be no woman. I understand why you guys say that. But that's because y'all hoes need to go to therapy, girl. And you need to start doing some real, stop letting everybody else discover who you are. Stop letting everybody else sit around here and say things to you. And I know she said she went to therapy, and a lot of the same things the therapist said, he said to her. So, okay, but most of that shit is common sense though, girl. Let's tell the truth. You don't, anybody can play therapist, girl, especially the ones that know you the best. Y'all idolize these men, girl, and you want to know why your shit is all fucked up. Idolize yourself. Love yourself. Teach yourself. You been knew you was, if you were a cunt back then, you been knew you was a cunt. Whether this man was in your life or not, you were going to come to a point in your life where you wanted to change that cunt behavior, bitch. Now, I don't want to talk too much on the son situation. We're going to save that for the deep dive conversation, but I ain't judging nobody because we don't know these people's truths. We only know as much as these bitches tell us. But I will say there's something that don't seem right about this situation. We'll get more into that later. Y'all be blessed and never stressed, girl. Hello, gone. Remember that health is wealth. Take care. Bye.